Hello and welcome to another season of Business Ray. I am Aminata Usman. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Today on Business Ray, our guest, Marriott. Welcome to the show, Marriott.
Thank you. My name is Marja Tuusmaa,
Yeah,
and thank you for having me here.
you're welcome. So, tell us about yourself.
I came originally from Estonia.
All right.
I was born there in 1983,
Wow.
and I moved to Finland in 2003, so 17 years ago. And since that time, I've been working and studying and having two children.
Okay.
I've been also parenting, so pretty busy.
Yes. And occupied, I would say. Yeah. Wow, parenting and working. That's a handful. Your hands are full.
True.
Yeah.
And a lot of responsibility.
Ability. Yeah. Wow. So can you tell us what area of business you are involved?
I work in real estate and I work in a roof group. It's a pretty big
Okay.
real estate company in Helsinki region.
Okay.
And I work there as a real estate sales agent, and I've been in real estate now for over 5 years. So this is my 6th autumn in the real estate business, and I like to work there.
Wow. So what motivates you to this part in life?
Maybe each day is a little bit different. You have a calendar. It is full a lot.
All right.
If you work a lot, then you have more customers. And since I work with customers in Finnish, in Estonian, and in English, so my schedule gets booked pretty quickly.
All right. Wow. So your motivation is that you're busy.
Yes.
Wow. So what are your achievements, or are they, let me put it that, of course, before you get to achievement, you had some challenges. So can you walk us through this to your achievements from where you started, or how challenging was it to this place?
When I came to the real estate business, before that I had background in nursing, and I had studied economics and financial management, and I had been also entrepreneur. And I came to the point in 2015 where I decided to switch the area from nursing to real estate business. And I think it was the most kind of a little bit hard point in my life, because I was so much before studying and caring for patients and for my children. And then I decided to do something different. And I thought thoroughly about it and the next step, what I will do. And it was so that my friend suggested, what about real estate, Marjut? You have good understanding of mathematics and you like to deal with different clients, and you have also entrepreneurial background a little bit besides this nursing. What about this real estate? And my first reaction was, no way. But then I went to the company and applied there, and they said, welcome. And then there was another company which wasn't in real estate area. It was in marketing, and they told me, welcome too. And then I went through both of those companies, and I thought that, real estate is more like entrepreneur minded. And then I went to this field. And of course, because it was a new field, all the legislation and how to say in Finnish, to learn those terms and those things, it was totally new for me. So I had to work hard. But we had really good training program from the company. And I got right into the business, so that I had like training at the same time, and I started to work at the same time. And I was maybe very careful what I was doing, because in nursing, when you deal with patients and there's like life-threatening situations, you kind of get this responsibility and you want to do good work. So I had pretty good like ethical and kind of working hard attitude was correct. So I went there and started, and I didn't have enough customers there. And it was pretty hard in the first beginning to get your own clients and those things. But when years went by, all the time when you work hard, you do things well, you will get more customers. And now when it's my 6th year, each year, it just grows.
Oh, wow.
So basically, now I can work more with other realtors, delegate sometimes some customers if I cannot help with certain questions, some customers. And I do a lot of cooperation too.
Okay.
So networking and working well and keeping those promises what you give is important.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's quite a journey.
That is my achievement. Not this how many contracts you have at the moment. I have a lot of contracts at the moment and upcoming also. Or I'm not thinking, most of the people think about euros, but I think of the journey, because it's still, I have still next goals also. So that's why I'm like thinking that step by step. Yeah.
Okay.
But collaboration with each other and independent work also, and having like good that kind of discipline. You work up, you check your emails, you answer all the questions what clients give to you, and those things, basic things. But when you do those things well, you will have level in your business.
So I guess interacting with your clients and responding and really supporting them, it's the excitement and in your line of work. Wow, that's really great. So what services do you offer?
I offer, for example, selling clients if they want some guidance, or buying clients, I help them. Sometimes also when there's renting, I can help, but nowadays I'm more focused on sales and buying processes, and sometimes customers are businesses, and sometimes there are also private customers and so on.
So do you work locally, nationally, or internationally?
I work also locally mainly, but then also internationally, because my clients sometimes are abroad, and then I do also cooperation with other real estate agencies, for example in Estonia or elsewhere, and according to the situation, but mainly I focus on Helsinki region and Uusimaa. But because people travel a lot nowadays and work abroad, and sometimes they move back to Finland, so if they want to get some new apartment or place, then I help them. So it's mainly local, but also international.
Oh, wow. Okay. So what are the requirements to start a business like yours, or to be involved in your business?
Basically, whoever wants to start in real estate agency can start, but if you want to start as an entrepreneur, you need like permission from ABI for that. And from that perspective, I suggest firstly to start under some other real estate sales agency or business, and then when you are in the field for a couple of years and you have the license for being a realtor in Finland, because when you have your own business you need that, and then you need permission to have it, and then of course financial things to have in balance. Those are maybe the most important like requirements, and then of course the attitude. So basically, if you have been entrepreneur in other fields, you can come to real estate, but you need to like read the books and legislation and take maybe some training. And then if it feels suitable for you, for example after half or for a year working in another real estate entry-level agency, then I just say that welcome and just go forward with it. Even you could come if you would like to, but if it is of course important that you learn firstly also in Finnish those things. But we have very many realtors who have international background. working hard and learning constantly are those things what you need.
Capital.
Mhm.
Like, do you need huge capital to start a real estate business, or just how?
Yes, you do need some capital to start
Okay.
real estate business.
Okay.
Sometimes if you don't have it, for example, we sometimes have also people who don't have capital, or they have changed their work so that they don't have at the moment like savings for those things. But it's good to have at least half a year the kind of income or savings so that you can start, because first half a year might be very tough for you. You maybe don't get enough deals done yet. So to have like to be roughly set maybe 15 to 20,000 euros would be good start, because then you can be like kind of not so relaxed, but kind of you have the basic things covered. But if you don't have it, it's not the end of the world. You still can come to the business, because sometimes there are also different, like with E010 unemployment office in Finland, where you have special that kind of deals that you can get support during that first 6 years when you come to the real estate, so that you can as a trainer to come into the business. So there are different paths, but it's good to have some capital and savings.
Any idea how to acquire capital?
Yes, firstly, you work, even if you work in another field before you come to real estate, or if you are in that kind of situation in your life that you have great work, but you're kind of in a stuck with your development and you want to do something differently and independently, then real estate business is good for you. But then you already might have savings. For example, if you have worked in a organization or in a corporation for years and you have had everything stable and those things, or if you don't have capital yet, then come to the real estate agency and say that you have very good attitude and working ethic, which means that you are on time, you keep the promises, and you work hard. Those things.
Oh,
When you do those things, then even if you don't have enough savings or capital yet, I think you will manage.
Wow, that is beautiful.
Yeah, so you can be a young, or you can be a little bit older, or you can be a senior, because most of the times you will get your clients. And despite of your mother tongue or background, we have a lot of, in our company, in Roof Group, we have people with several background who work hard. But what is in common in our organization is that we are so entrepreneur minded, and we collaborate also, but we have that kind of healthy working environment. And it's kind of unique in real estate area and companies. I've been in several companies, and I would say that I like the current company the most. So
Okay, great. Wow, I'm happy you are happy with your work.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I know that every business is unique and special in their way. So what's unique about yours, your business?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nowadays, maybe very unique thing is that we do all the transactions, if needed, also digitally.
Okay.
Via my phone or computer. Of course, it's important that the customers come to the place and see the environment and everything. Basically, technically, it's possible, so that firstly the customer comes to a customer and make the contract online. Then I go to the apartment, check it. Then we sign another part of the contract. Then we put it to the market. I get all the housing manager papers via email. Then I can have 3D kind of overview of the house. And the customers, of course, we wish them to come and see the house there. But if there's sometimes investors, they do so that they take the responsibility and they understand that they haven't been there. But if they're, for example, abroad and they would like to buy an apartment, technically we can show that everything there, and then they will sign the offer, and then we can make the deal also in digitally.
Wow.
So everything can be done nowadays
digitally.
But of course, I recommend strongly to go to the place, get to know it, and before I make any kind of like contracts, I usually always go to the place where I'm like making an overview what the selling price might be. because even I make several things digitally, I want to like be responsible so that I have seen the place and the house and the apartment or the land or those things. So
Okay.
but many things can be done very digitally.
Okay.
This is very fascinating thing nowadays. When I entered to the business, it was much less. Nowadays, we can do many things differently.
Wow. It's a new world. Okay, so what's the coolest job you've ever done, and how does this job shape your journey to where you are now?
Oh, that's a tough question. I worked since I was 16. Now I'm 37, 21 years in working life.
Wow.
I think each job has had its side. When I was working as a nurse, there were challenging situations which I managed, and I was like, wow. And then when I've been in a real estate, and sometimes if there have been very complicated situations when my clients are like, or when my colleagues are like, no way the deal will be done. I'm like, calm down,
Yeah.
I will hold it. And I'm like totally like calm and cold nurse, and I'm like, okay, this needs to be done, that needs to be done, and this needs to be done. Take my phone, write some emails, and go through step by step, and you manage to go to the deal. So it's sold, and each part is satisfied. The buyer, the seller, and the whole process went well.
Okay.
When it has been very challenging in the beginning, then I think it's the biggest, like best feeling that you have achieved that goal.
Okay.
It's not about the commission always. It's sometimes that you have done things in a right way and it has led to the right
place.
finish point. Yes.
Okay, wow. So has this impacted your entrepreneurial journey?
It has. Yeah.
Okay.
I like challenges.
Okay, wow. That's really interesting. Your story, your struggle, and how you encounter them. It's really a stronghold. So now we have come to the end of this episode. Coming up next is problem solving skills and tools on Business Ray. Stay tuned.